Hello and welcome to Hoodoo.com. I'm Badikila Pradeep, and this week I'm bringing you a review of a few phones. Why am I saying few phones? Is because 3 phones are here on review this week, and all of them are from Xiaomi, and I'm just taking an overlook of all these phones. Though these phones have been on the sale front for the last few months, but this is coming offline for the first time in India and through Sangeeta Mobiles, our partner channel. And right now, let me have a look at these phones and let me talk to you about all these phones in detail later. Let me tell you about the first phone, that is the cheapest of them all. That is, though cheapest, is full of power-packed performance, and that's Redmi 1S. So that's the Redmi 1S for you, and this phone has a beautiful set of specifications. And let's talk about what actually runs this phone. This phone is basically run on quad-core Qualcomm MSM 8228 1.6 GHz processor with a 4.7-inch IPS Retina display, which is quite good enough for someone who would want to use something like a small phone with a little bit of, beautiful display. And let's talk about what actually is the quality of the camera. The camera is quite decent enough with 8 megapixel BSI camera, and the front camera is basically 1.6 megapixels, and that's quite good enough. And it runs on MIUI, that is MIUI version 5 based on Android 4.3. And the best thing is, for the ones who love to have a dual SIM, is basically this phone is also a dual SIM. And it has a 2000 mAh battery, which is quite decent enough for a display this size, and also not really a huge amount of process happening down there with just 1.6 gigahertz. And it actually works on 3G and the other GSM networks lower than 3G. And with our use, we have found that this easily can last for about a day and a half in the neutral normal usage in terms of battery. And we love the camera, but not really great. Let's find out what is in store in the coming phone. Before going there, this phone is actually priced on the box, that is at 5,999, but this is definitely available for a much lesser price at Sangeeta, which is the only place where you can find this phone offline. And the second phone would be Mi 3, the beautiful Mi 3 with a metallic finish. Moving on, the next phone under Xiaomi brand is on the series Mi itself. This is called Mi 3 with a 2.3 GHz quad-core processor and an inbuilt 16 GB on this phone, with the possibility of dual SIM again, and a Snapdragon 8274AB quad-core processor with a 2 GB RAM and a beautiful 5-inch IPS Retina display, which I found really great, with the 1920 by 1080 Full HD, and the 2 megapixel front camera works decent enough, and 13 megapixel camera on the back is quite awesome. And this runs on MIUI V5 as well, and layered on Android 4.3, which supports 3G and the bands below that. And this is priced at 16,999 on the box, but it's definitely available, like I said earlier, for a better price at Sangeeta near you. I forgot to mention how beautiful the metallic finish is. It's basically actually only a plastic with the metallic finish and not actual metal. For the lovers of actual metal being used in the phone, it's a kind of a disappointment. Other than that, the battery backup is quite good even after using for more than a day and a half and almost 2 days at some points of time. This phone still is on, and I find it really great, because in the days where you find a lot of 3G usage or Wi-Fi and videos, songs and calls and Skype and WhatsApp and Facebook, I think the battery backup of that amount is quite decent. And the camera app quite resembles that of iPhone, and that's a kind of a funny scenario here because Xiaomi phones are supposed to be the Chinese version of iPhone. Though plastic, this looks so metallic that even metal would be deceived. And we'll also talk about Xiaomi Note 4G. Let's move on to the next phone in the series. The three big phones that were released at Sangeeta offline for the first time in India at their stores is Redmi Note 4G. Redmi Note 4G is basically a great phone with a huge display of 5.5 inches, and its display actually is not really as colorful as its counterpart, that is the Redmi 3. Is basically for the fact that this is priced a little lower at 9,999 and is definitely available for much lesser price at Sangeeta. And this is a beautiful phone with the MIUI based on Android 4.4 with a 3100 mAh battery and 5 megapixel camera on the front, and the back is basically 13 MP camera, and this supports 4G and in its days when it actually was launched, this was the first ever phone in India to be 4G enabled and at under 10,000 category, and that's a good plus point for this phone. Other than that, even this phone on the series lasts almost 1 to 2 days depending on how much of a display that is being used, and also the chat and the call and all the other features that I mentioned earlier. Other than that, this phone is a great one at that, because the reason why we have reviewed all these three phones is basically each one of these three are priced at three different price categories. One that is about 5,000 to 5,800 series, and when we talk about the next one, the Redmi Note 4G, that is priced under 10,000 and has 4G. And this one with the metallic finish, the Mi 3 that I'm talking about, is brilliant at its usage, and also the display and the finish, and it's charged premium among the series, even though Xiaomi has come up with a lot of new phones in the recent days. These phones have come to a store near you, not an online store, for the first time at a Sangeeta near you. All these phones have been in the market for a while, but the reason why we are talking about these phones is because you do not have to go online to buy these phones anymore, because these are available offline at a store near you, actually only on Sangeeta for now. So those were the three great phones from Xiaomi, and all of them are great according to me because of the fact that they all cater to three different price categories, and I especially like the UI, that is MIUI, on all these phones, and Xiaomi has done a great job of producing these phones for us, and we have already got a lot of new phones from Xiaomi in the market already in India, but still these phones are still doing great in the market, mainly because of the fact that it's mainly pocket friendly, and for that price you get 4G and also so many features, and the durability and the battery backup and all that packed into one phone. And all these three phones have similar features on those lines, and that's the great thing about these phones. But let's see how it fares in their coming phone, and that's why I would vote for these phones. But before I go, I would want to tell you that these phones are available in Sangeeta, that's our partner channel. And thank you so much for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and keep logging on to hoodoo.com. I am Badikila Pradeep signing off.
Don't forget to check out the best offers at Sangeeta, our partner, on its anniversary sale, like the 1 rupee margin sale, money back, and a lot of other offers.